Science, The Guardian. Science, The Guardian. SpaceX's next Starlink launch will boost 3 hitchhiking satellites to orbit, The Verge. Twitter wants to overhaul its blue checkmark verification process, Android police. SpaceX wins NASA approval to launch astronauts on reused rockets, spacecraft, Teslarati. If this isn't the year when a family wants to make a decision to buy a new Xbox, that's okay, says Spencer on launching in a post-coronavirus world, VG 247. Xiaomi Mi Band 5 confirmed to have camera remote, NFC payments, female health tracking, and large display, GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. Curious Kids, how would they bring the International Space Station back down to Earth? MENAFN.com. Sony PlayStation 5 event rescheduled for June 11. GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. Redmi A-X5 Wi-Fi 6 router officially announced for yuan $32 Gizmochina. Saturn's moon Titan drifting away 100 times faster than previous belief, NDTV.